Hello. Me and the boys back there just want to say hello. Welcome to the first ever episode of Real Solutions with Ken. I don't know if we'll find real solutions, but my name is Ken and I'm happy to work with you and try to figure this out. See, the way this started, the reason I'm doing this, I don't know if anyone will ever watch this, but why not try? Because I was sitting on the beach and I'm just sitting there thinking, I've had lots of friends say you should run for office. Why? Because I always like solving problems, and I love politics. So I come up with these political ideas and I write them out sometimes, and I share them with people and they say, oh, that's really good. But the problem is I don't want to run for office. Why? Because it's a big machine, it's a big trap, it's all just money, money, money. It's who you know. And I'm not in the system. I don't want to be in the system. I want to change the system. I'm generally an optimist. I'm a believer in things. I do think there are actually solutions. But the problem I see in politics is the same problem that we saw with the financial crisis and the housing go. And so basically my take on it all, it's a cultural problem of I'm going to get me mine now. And basically the bankers, okay, the people, the investors working in the banks or the credit agencies that were just making tons of money lying, or all these different people that made money that caused the housing crash and the financial crash of 2008, they all had to have this similar mindset of what I'm doing now will eventually put my company out of business, but I can make so much money that if I did it legally, if I did it above board, if I didn't actually live for the short term, I could work the next 30 years and not make as much money as I can make 1 year doing it, wrong, doing it cheating, doing it taking advantage. And what we saw and what we see is people doing this all the time. We see somebody, who says, hey, I can make $100,000 a year for 10 years. Or I can make $1 million a year for the next 2 years. And even if the business goes down in flames, I take my 10 million. I enjoy the rest of my life. Maybe I get a new job. Okay? And I see the same thing happening in politics because I see our political leaders. Doesn't matter if they're Republican or Democrat, conservative or liberal. I just see so many of them. What they are doing is they're not solving problems. They're making decisions that are actually leading to our country going down. And in my opinion, they have that same mindset of I'm going to get me mine now. I'm going to stay in office. I'm going to get as much money from this, as much influence as I can. Because when Social Security is going to crash, when Medicare is going to crash, when our debt is going to get beyond repair, when we're going to have too much of the country dependent on the government and no more businesses making money, when all these things are going to happen, it's going to be down the line. So if I'm a 50, 60-year-old senator or congressman who's just getting paid to go along with the system and gets special interest money and gets all these things, well, you know what? The country may be in real trouble 20 years from now, but hey, I'll be dead, or I'll be retired, or I'll have already got me mine. So basically, what I want to do is not serve a party, not serve special interests, and not have that mentality. I want to say, look, there are real problems, and we have to come up with real solutions. Not easy ones, not convenient ones, not non-sacrificial ones, not partisan ones, but real solutions. I have lots of ideas on lots of issues, but I thought it would also be fun for people to both give their ideas as well as give their questions, present problems that they would like me to present a starting point and a conversation on how we can solve some of these problems and move forward. And it would be great if we had a big enough movement of people who said, yeah, enough of the special interest, enough of the spin talk, enough of the going around and around and around, and enough of the getting me mine now and serving me to the hell with the country or the business or the houses or whoever. And not to mention, there's no incentive not to. The press isn't doing their job. The voters aren't doing their job. The legal system's not doing its job. How many people and companies and businesses did things that were completely illegal, made millions of dollars, and have not been prosecuted, have not been thrown in jail, have not been fleeced? How many companies are still in business making money? The credit agencies that got paid off to give AAA ratings to the investments that brought down the entire world economy are still in business. Politicians who get paid off, who actually get elected to help the people, who get elected to represent the people. And they don't represent the people, they represent the money, they represent the special interests, and they don't help the people, they make decisions that actually hurt the people. We have politicians who campaign and say one thing and get elected and then do the exact opposite, and they don't get voted out. They never get thrown in jail. Why don't we write a law that says you can't do that? Why don't we just call that perjury? I know it's not perjury because in the court, but there's things we can do to try to hold people more accountable. And you know what? The press is at an all-time low in my opinion. Because really, that was the last defense against these practices. And somehow they're caught up in it too. I don't know why the press never asks hard questions anymore. I do know that some reporters have asked hard questions and they've got completely character decimated. I mean, there's just been a character assassination against them for no reason. So I do know that there's incredible, powerful machines on both sides. That if you criticize Democratic leadership, then there's Democratic kill squads. And if you criticize Republican leadership, there's Republican kill squads. You see that with the press. But I would still hope that there would be enough reporters that would take their job seriously and say, no, we have to expose this. But perhaps it's too big, which is why we need to get big. Anyways, I'm rambling on a bit now. I could talk a lot forever, but I'm just going to load this up with this new account. I didn't practice this. There's no cue cards, there's no prep. This is off the cuff, as you could probably tell, and maybe I shouldn't have done it that way. But I figured I better get started, because if I don't get started, I never will. So better to do it this way. Anyways, leave your comments on thoughts, ideas, topics you'd like to discuss. Otherwise, my next episode, I think we maybe can tackle immigration. All right, thanks for watching.